Hello friends and welcome back to my channel Coding Duty, and in this video we are going to discuss how to prepare for Accenture interview, and all the rounds are discussed here. Okay, so all the rounds in the sense like there are a few rounds that you have to go through in order to be a member of, or in order to build a career in Accenture. Okay, so before applying to an Accenture, you have to know these things. Okay, so all those things and tips how to crack are being explained here. So now before starting the session, I would like you guys to subscribe to my channel and press the bell button so that you will be able to get the notifications if I post more videos. So now let's get started. So here in 2022, the Accenture is giving two different roles. One is the associate software engineer and one is the software engineer roles. So associate software engineer means it's actually the pay package is 4.5 lakhs per annum, and the software engineer means it is like 6.5 lakhs per annum. Got it? But according to there is no specific like from the starting itself, all the procedures are the same itself for both. But according to your performance, only you will be getting the software engineer roles, and the others will be getting the associate software engineers. So if you work or if you do very well for the Accenture recruitment process, then you will be selected as a software engineer. Okay, so now let's get into the process. So here there are four processes, which is the test for selection. There is actually four steps that you need to follow. The first one is the cognitive and technical assessment session. Here you are given 90 minutes with 90 questions. So here, which means 1 minute will be given to you for a question. There is no negative marking for this session. Okay, and this is actually an elimination round. So in this first section, if you get, then throughout the process it will be moving on to the second, third and fourth, because they are all not the elimination rounds. Only the first one is the elimination round. Here in this session they will be asking about the English ability, analytical reasoning and numerical ability. Coming on to the technical one, they'll be asking about the pseudocode, common application and MS Office, and fundamentals of networking, security, and cloud. So all these are the topics that they are going to ask you for the first 90 minutes. Okay. So once when you are selected for this first round, the next round is the coding fundamentals of programming. It is actually they will be giving you two questions and which is of 45 minutes. So if you are selected from the first round, you will be able to attend the second round, which they are going to ask you two questions. This is actually a mandatory round. Any language of your choices you can choose and you can do the programming, which is C, C++, Java, Python and .NET are the programming languages. This is actually a mandatory round. If you are there is no elimination such that you won't be out or anything of that sort won't be happening. So if you have attended the second round, then you will be moving on to the third round. The third round is actually the communication test, which is actually 20 minutes. Here they are going to check your pronunciation, fluency, sentence completion, and vocabulary. Each of these sessions we will be discussing in the next coming towards the end of this video. Okay, the last one is the interview, where we are going to attend an interview with two panelists with an approximate time of 30 minutes. So now let's move on to the next one and see what are the topics included and what all you need to study for the Accenture interview. So the first one was the topics for cognitive assessment. So here in this cognitive assessment, you know that in the English eligibility, analytical reasoning and numerical ability are there. So here in the English ability, they will be asking all of these. One is the error spotting, active to passive speech, direct to indirect speech, synonyms and antonyms. Then the reading comprehension, which means that they will be giving you a big paragraph and you have to read and answer them out. Next is the paragraph jumbles, and you will be given four sentences. Out of these four sentences, you will have to find the correct order of those sentences. Such questions will be asked. The next one is the tenses, articles, and preposition. All these things would be asked. In the next one, for the cognitive assessment, you have the analytical reasoning. Here, they are going to ask you the data arrangements, blood relations, direction, data interpretation, interpretation, data sufficiency, clocks and calendars, which means they'll be asking you like January 1 of 2014, which is the day. Such things, okay? Then coding and decoding. So all these will be included in the analytical reasoning. The next one is the numerical ability. They'll be asking you about the new number system, percentages, like this much percentage of money is given to this person or this much percentage of the work is done by this person. Something of that sort, okay? Distance and time, which includes the speed of the train as well as boat. All such questions can be asked here. The next one is the time and the work. The work done by three persons is equals to this much amount. Then how much will each person do? Such questions could be asked. The next one is from the simple interest and the compound interest. Then the profit and the loss. Averages, ratio and proportion, mixtures and allegations, permutation, combination, and probability. So all these are included in the numerical ability. The next one is for the technical assessment. The technical assessment includes the common application and MS Office, networking and security, cloud, pseudo code questions and basic programming questions that comes from C and CPP. The next one is the questions based on the stack, queue, linked list, etc. The next one is the trees and the graphs. And the last one is the output based questions, which means they will be asking you some of the programming questions, like they'll be giving you a program and which is the proper output. Such questions, like there will be four options for you also to see the output, and you have to choose the correct one. Such questions will also be asked. The next one is the communication test, which means this is the second round of your interview. If you pass the first one, the elimination round, and if you are selected for the next round, which means it is the communication test, where you are asked for the pronunciation, fluency, sentence formation, and vocabulary. You will be given a sentence or a story, and then you will be asked to read to understand the fluency and the pronunciation. The next one, they'll be giving you a story and you will have to complete that story. Such things you can expect from the communication tests. The next one, which is the fourth one, right, which is the interview. This is actually for if you pass the first round, then you have two mandatory rounds. One is the communication test, then one is the coding test, where you will be asked for two questions and you have to answer them. Then the last round will be the interview. So if you are not eliminated from the first round, then it is like almost 99% sure that you will be able to get this interview. Okay, so interview will actually be very simple. It is like the first round will be the technical round. It will be based on your resume, such as the projects, programming questions that is asked from your resume. Then some of the object-oriented programming concepts would be asked, okay, which is the OOP concepts. So here in this interview, you will be having two panelists. One would be the technical person and another would be the HR person. So the HR person is going to ask you the basic questions like about the night shift, the relocation, So here the HR would be asking about the very basic questions
Here
like
the
about
HR would be
yourself,
asking about the
then
very basic
night
questions
shift,
like
about the
night shift.
yourself,
If you get a
then
night shift, will
night
you be
shift,
able
about the
to?
night
Then
shift.
they
If
will
you
be
get a
asking you
night shift, will
some
you be able to?
scenarios.
Then they will
Where
be
like it will
asking
be
you
very
some
simple scenarios.
scenarios
Where
where
like
like
it
it
will
will
be
be
very
reacting.
simple
Such
scenarios.
questions only will
Where
be
how
asked
you
in
will
the
be
HR.
reacting. It's
Such questions
almost sure
only
that
will
if
be
you
asked in
complete
the
all
HR.
of these
It's
three
almost
rounds,
sure that
two
if you
mandatory
complete
rounds
all
and
of
one
these three
elimination
rounds,
round,
then
two
you will be
mandatory rounds
almost
and one
selected.
elimination
Okay,
round,
so
then
don't
you will
worry
be
about the
almost
last
selected.
interview. It will
Okay,
be
so
actually
don't
very
worry
simple.
about the last interview. It
So
will
I
be
hope
actually
you
very
guys
simple. Like this video
so
and
I
it was
hope you
informative for
guys
you guys.
like
So
this
if you
video
like
and
this
it was
video, please
informative
do
for you
like,
guys.
share and
So if
subscribe
you
to my
like
channel
this
and
video,
press
please
the
do
bell
like,
button
share and
so that
subscribe to
you
my
will be
channel
able to
and
get the
press the bell
notifications
button
if I
so
post
that
more
you will be
videos.
able to
So
get the
see you in the next
notifications if
video
I
with some
post
other
more videos.
interesting
So
topics.
see you
Bye
in the
bye.
next video with some other interesting topics. Bye bye.